Hello everybody, FM22 here, and welcome to the next episode, the last episode of this season for the part-time to big-time save. Just highlight that green box there, the manager performance from the board. A+, to summarise the board, Phil, you were doing an unbelievable job and you're clearly the right manager for the job. You know, just throwing that out there. But let's crack on with the last two games of the season, see where we are. Can I remember where we left it last? Was it the Blackburn game, possibly 2-2? So we then, if that was the case, and apologies for going through old ground here, but then we then beat Middlesbrough 2-1, John Jules and Romolo with the goals. We then beat Birmingham away 2-0. Cobin Manu goalless allowed, Jack Vale and Scott Twine with the goals there. We then got beat 1-0 off Swansea. Owosu with the goal there. And a game, they were better. You can't argue with that. And then a rather disappointing 0-0 draw to Portsmouth. Nothing much happened in that game of note. So here we go. We've got West Brom and Coventry, last two games of the season. Let's finish the season on a high. We're 6 points off the playoffs. So I mean, mathematically we can still get in the playoffs, but we won't do. But obviously that wasn't the remit this year. Just being avoiding relegation was the remit. Well, we've done that and then some. So there you go. Fantastic. If you're looking at the average rating, highest average rating for the season, Ashley Phillips at Blackburn, who I've been banging his drum all season. He is 7.48 rating. That is insane. He's wanted by Aston Villa. He should be wanted by bloody Real Madrid with that kind of ratings. But here we go. Here is the side we're going to go for today. So Horn in the nets, Adebayo, Carter, Romulo, and Stevenson in the back. Smith, Perkins and Twine in midfield. McNally in the hole behind Vale and John Jules. I think Fielding is feeling his way back from fitness. That's why we've gone with Adebayo in the nets there. So let's go. Our last home game of the season, I'm assuming our last game is away then. Yeah, our last home game of the season. Let's give Stadium MK crowd a nice send-off before the obligatory lap of honour. And then we'll see what the off-season brings. Certainly we're looking to bring some players in. I think Romolo, 11.5 million, he's been a fantastic 7.21 rating. He's been an unbelievable acquisition for, what, £300,000? If Vale was the signing last season for £8,000, and he's done fantastic this season as well, to be fair, then Romulo is this year's signing of the season at £300,000. He has been fantastic. First video for a couple of days. I have been playing the Overwatch 2 that's been released in real life at this point in time. I say playing the Overwatch 2, I've been sat in queues waiting to get in the Overwatch 2 games, which has been rather disappointing. I mean, I'm a massive fan of a lot of the works of Blizzard, World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, Overwatch, Diablo. I mean, their back catalogue speaks for itself, but they cannot do launch nights. You think you'd learn, but they cannot do launch nights. Server chaos. So it's been 2 days now, and there's still a little bit squiffy about getting into a server, into the game. It boots you out very often and takes you ages to get in. But anyway, that's a different game. It's a different day. This is Football Manager, and that was a very terrible first half, hence why I was prattling on about Overwatch 2. But here we go. John Jules has been played in with a lovely ball from McNally. He decided to cut back and go to Stevenson. Smith has hit the bar, is it the post, sorry, and he has followed it in. It looks like he's offside, and he is. West Brom haven't had a shot off or on target. And this is the first highlight for West Brom, and no doubt it was a header on target. It was cleared away by our keeper. Right, let's make a few changes at the 60th minute. McAnally, Mafamanu, John Jules for, let's bring in Mashiels. Been a rather poor. It has the feeling of an end of season game about it, doesn't it? You know, the old saying that half of the team's on the beach on the summer holidays, and it does have that feeling about it. Pedestrian feel, strolling about the park. Can we snatch a winner? And not with a cross like that. And it's going to develop into an attack for West Brom, this. Oh, we're intercepted. We could counter-attack. No, Vale, of all the things about Vale, he's not the paciest player, to be fair. And this has gone through. It's a good save by Horn. Yeah, not a lot of pace on good old Jack Vale. Oof. And they've come back into it of West Brom, but what is his pace, Jack Vale? Pace 12, so yeah, very middle of the road there, pace-wise. It looks like it's going to peter out into a 0-0 draw for the last home game of the season, and that's exactly what's happened. I mean, we played well, to be fair. The stats say we play well. We didn't really threaten much, to be honest, but they are ahead of us in the table. It kind of put a little of a dent in their automatic promotion aspirations, so I'll take that. I will take that. So yes, so we've got just a few games in between, and then we'll play the last game of the season. So I shall see you in a few. See you back in a second. Okay, so welcome back to the final game of the season in this particular season. So here we go. Here is the side that we are going with. Horn in the nets, Adebarju, Carter, Romolu, and Stevenson. Smith, Perkins, and Twine in midfield. Manu steps in for McNally. And Mashiels steps in for John Jules, and that is, in fact, we've had Abdi Ali in the first team squad, one of our youngsters who was at the club before I joined. He's quite a promising youngster, so let's bring him on at some point, maybe for the second half, give him some first team experience there. So here we go with the final game of the season. In what has been, I'm sure you will agree, a thoroughly successful season away at Coventry. I don't know if it's still called the Rico Arena these days. I know it's had much turmoil surrounding Coventry Stadium. But anyway, here we go. See if we can finish the season with a win. Oof, nearly went 1-0 down in the first minute, but managed to avoid such a fate. Free kick here. Twine is a bit of a dead ball master, and I think he's clipped the bar maybe. Perkins with his obligatory booking. Oh, that's not, maybe he's 20 for the season, so may carry on to next season possibly, although of course he is only on loan. I think this is his third straight season on loan to us. We can't afford to buy him outright, not with the kind of 20 million price tag on him. When does his contract expire actually? Expires, he's got 2 years left in it, so it's not as if we're going to be able to maybe pick him up on a Bosman free transfer at the end of the season. So yeah, unless I mean, I will probably look to bring him in again for next season. I think he's a good player for us. There's definitely got traction and legs in him having him back. But we certainly won't be able to afford him, not unless his price drops to £1 million. I mean, we could potentially fund it by selling, Romolu's 10 million. Would I sell Romolu to get in Perkins? No. So we'll have to see how the off-season plays out. Scott Twine's always worth quite a bit. He's got an 8 million price tag. Would I sell him for 8 million? Absolutely. I'd drive him to the opposition training ground to sign the contract myself. I think he's a good player for us, but ultimately that money, 8 million, could be better spent elsewhere without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, what's he done this season for us? 12 goals and 7 assists, just under a 7 rating, so that's pretty decent, to be fair, in the position that he plays. So he has performed well, but yeah, 8 million would definitely tempt me. Right, okay, let's just bring on a couple of subs for some people who are playing a little bit below par. Let's bring on Abdi Ali then, up front. Mainu's not playing great, so let's bring on McAnally. As we break down the left just before these subs are taking place. And Barju brings it down, he's beat the man and it's gone out for a corner. Carter was tired last game, so we'll use our last sub for Latibaudier to come on and see this out. Come on, let's not. I think the game before 0-0 against West Brom last game. I think the game before that was 0-0, if I remember rightly. So I wouldn't like to finish the season with 3 consecutive 0-0s. That's not ideal at all. Twine to Vale. Is it the post? Is it the inside of the near post and it's rolled back across the face of the goal with no one there for the easiest goal they will ever score in their career? Stevenson wins the ball back there. He's certainly, after a shaky start, we got him in on loan, didn't we, for the transfer deadline. He was shaky at the start, but he's certainly coming to his own a little bit. He's certainly one I would be interested in. The left back has been a problem spot. I mean, if you remember the previous 2 seasons, we've had Samuels on loan for the past 2 seasons. He wouldn't come this year, so we brought in Stevenson, and I'd certainly be interested in having another look at him for next season. And we've conceded, so well, at least it's not 0-0. If every cloud and all that. Disappointing from our attack, really. It took 1 clearance from the keeper, a knockdown, a through ball, and yeah, we're 1-0 down. Let's just give them work. Let's demand more for the last 10 minutes. As Smith bursts through to Twine to Vale. Oh, left is maybe just a bit fatigued towards the end of the season. It's been a long season for Jack Vale. Romolu brings it down lovely with the touch of only a Brazilian can do, even with a centre back. Who's been blown offside now. Again, I think the majority of our players are on the summer holidays here, aren't they? I know Twine, McNally and a few of the other lads are off to Ibiza for a nice jolly up. Well deserved. So there we go. An unfortunate 1-0 defeat to end the season. And like I said, I don't know, I said it before the start of the game, we finished 9th. In the end, disappointing end, but 9th is a fantastic first season in the Championship for MK Dons. So there we go. So what I will do, I will sim some of the off season. There's the end of season awards. I will put that on camera, so we'll see what that is. And then obviously we'll sim through the entire off season, do the transfers, and then start next season. Let's just see. Crystal Palace manager has just been sacked. It will be an upgrade on us, that's for sure. Let's just see what other jobs are available or potentially being available. Crystal Palace job, Charlton job wouldn't interest us. QPR job probably wouldn't interest us. Some Premier League jobs, the Burnley job I wouldn't take out of principle. Stoke, no, I think I'd rather stick with MK Dons and go to Stoke. The Blackburn job, I mean, that probably interests me. It would have to, wouldn't it, really? So we'll see. So yes, so I'll come back for the end of season video. I shall see you shortly. Okay, so here we are quickly with the end of season review. Just a little last bit for the season for the video. So let's see. Oh, yeah, let's go back. Right, so here the new arrivals. So Romelu, signing of the season really. So Romelu, John Jules, Stevenson, Latibaudier, Horn, Simmons, Manu, Olayinka and Mashiel seem to be the players. Romelu and John Jules are the standout players there. Stevenson started to come good. Let's see if I can get him back next season. He seems decent. So all in all, pretty successful, I'd say, really, having only spent, what, it's 386,000 spent in transfer fees, which is absolutely, as a friend of mine says, poggers. What should we get in transfers out? So we raised 145, so roughly 300. So yeah, looking at 2.8 million raised and 340 spent, and 3 million raised. So that's pretty good, to be fair. Season's results. A season to remember. The Dons are one of the competition's surprise packages, consistently defying expectations, and owing largely to an impressive spell of forms in August and September that saw them rise to 11th, were able to celebrate a successful campaign. A+ from the board. Jack Vale top scorer, 15,000 attendance, 52% full. So we've certainly got some going to fill the stadium. Biggest win, 5-1 away to Rotherham. Match to remember, 6-3 to Bristol City. Goal of the season, Kobe Mainu, a curling shot from 21 metres. The finance, current reputation has stayed pretty much the same. No new sponsorship deals. Annual revenue needs to be up. Blah blah blah. Smith was the top selling shirt. How we lined up. John Jules. That was probably was the main formation we did. I couldn't be more impressed with Romulo. He's a fantastic player. Hayden Carter's gone up to 6 million as well. Some money in the things, the accolades. The fans' player of the season was Hayden Carter. Young player of the season was Romelu. Signing of the season was Romelu. Goal of the season we know. Top goal scorer was Jack Vale with 18. Smith with the assist for 13. Yeah, so that's it. It was all good really. Couldn't have complained. So there we go. So I hope you enjoyed that. I say what we'll do now is I will play the off season. See what happens. Another job might come calling. If it's a Blackburn job, I might take it. If it's a Premier League job, I probably will take it unless it's Burnley. So we'll see how it goes. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for the continued support. Please click a like on the video and hit the subscribe button, and then every time a new one gets released, you will be notified. Thank you very much. Take care, and I shall see you soon. Thank you. Bye.